Last time, we left Arden at the gates of an ancient fortress, where the lands of men came to an end, and the domain of the true evil began. Many believed the worst was already behind him, but his greatest trials were only beginning.
Beyond the gates, there was no army, no walls, no monstrous legions, only an endless red and black mist, and silence, the kind of silence that chills the blood. And then, from the smoke, a dragon emerged, massive, as if darkness itself had taken shape. Its body was made of ash, shadows, and crimson flame. But Arden did not falter. He charged into battle. One precise strike, one swing of his sword, and the dragon vanished. But it was no victory, because with the dragon gone, there was only more mist. The fog closed around Arden and began showing him the memories he had spent years trying to forget. Before him appeared a village. Once he had rushed there to help, but he arrived too late, far too late. The fire had already consumed the homes, and there was no one left to save. Then, villagers stepped out of the flames. First one, then two, then dozens, and they all asked the same question. Why didn't you save us? Why didn't you come sooner? Why did the hero leave us to die? The farther he walked, the more voices appeared, and soon the entire world around him became nothing but those words. Why? 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 But that was only the beginning. Next, the mist showed him an old battlefield. There, he saw a man he once called brother, his closest friend, the one he could not protect. Long ago, they had sworn to return home together. But only Arden returned. His friend drew his sword, and then the battle began. Not for victory, not for glory, but for an old pain that could never truly fade. And even when he won, Arden felt defeated. His body was wounded, but his soul suffered far deeper scars. Then the mist began to gather, as if all the darkness in the world had decided to take form. And before Arden appeared, the one whispered about for centuries, the true evil, the Archdemon, Queen of Shadows, mistress of countless nightmares. And it was then that Arden learned the truth. He discovered that his king had made a bargain with darkness long ago. For victory, for glory, for power, for the greatness of his kingdom. But every bargain demands a price, and Arden was meant to be that price.
all this time, he had not been sent here as a hero, but as a sacrifice. The Archdemon wished to make him her knight, her champion, her weapon. Any other man would have broken long ago, but Arden had endured too much to surrender now.
And so the final battle began. The hardest battle of them all, because he was no longer fighting only the demon. He was fighting himself.
And then the moment came. The final strike. The final step toward victory. But before her death, the demon made one last attempt.
She showed Arden a crown, a throne, power, a world bowing before him. She whispered, "Kill the king. Take his throne. The people love you more than him. You deserve it."
And do you know what? For one brief moment, Arden considered it. But that is exactly why he proved stronger than all the rest. Because a true hero can refuse even what he deserves. And then he struck the final blow. The Archdemon vanished. The mist faded, and with it every nightmare. When it was over, Arden stood alone. Alone among ruins. Alone among ashes. Alone after the hardest victory of his life. And so ends the tale of the knight feared by his enemies and feared by his own king. But what happened next? That is another story entirely. One I shall tell you another time.